Hello everybody, I'm Walt Griffin, Superintendent. I want to remind everybody that in Seminole County we need to stay focused on safety, relationships, and achievement. As far as student achievement goes, first and foremost, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for us maintaining our A district grade. Your hard work does not go unnoticed, and the achievement of our students collectively and individually, it was what it's all about. I'm asking everybody this year to really focus on creating rigorous learning environments for our students and to customize and personalize their educational journey as much as possible. When I looked at our data, one element that really concerns me is student regression. We had many students who were level 3s last year, they were proficient, who dropped to level 2, non-proficient. I'm asking this year that we really focus on those level 3 students, especially the lower level 3 students, to make sure that they make the gains that they need so they don't fall into non-proficient status. Also, I've asked everybody to really focus on the lower quartile, as always, but keep a real close eye on the high level 1 and the high level 2 students. We always have a lot of hard work together, and together we can accomplish anything. Thank you.
Now that you've heard Dr. Griffin outline his priorities and vision to support the goal for each student in kindergarten through the 12th grade to make at least 1 year's growth in 1 year's time, I'd like to review the 3 priorities for professional development for teachers in every elementary, middle, and high school. This year, we'll continue the work that we accomplished last year in the same key 3 areas: quality instruction, conditions for learning, and skills for future-ready graduates. The extended time is planned so that every teacher, whether new to the classroom or an experienced veteran, can work to build his or her skills in these areas. The goal is to impact student learning such that all students grow in their knowledge, skills, and ability to experience success. Once again this year, the professional development is intended to support teachers to build expertise in the use of strategies proven to get results for students. The goal for the classroom is to provide students with activities and tasks that require them to move beyond retrieval and comprehension to applying their new knowledge in critical ways. These strategies involve teaching students to use their critical thinking skills, to use mental processes to analyze knowledge and deepen their understanding, help them retain and apply knowledge. These types of learning opportunities happen in classrooms when students are required to engage in challenging work, to work collaboratively, to take responsibility for their effort in learning, and to persist when the work is challenging. These kinds of learning opportunities will impact learning for students of all ages and challenges, whether they're in the lower quartile, a 1+, 2+, or level 3 student, or a student participating in advanced and accelerated coursework. Every student must engage in this challenging work routinely, whether in kindergarten, in 3rd grade, 8th grade, or 12th grade. Dr. Cummings and Ms. Faison are going to speak to you in more detail about quality instruction.
Quality instruction is the evidence of student-centered activities that allow students to think critically, solve problems, work in collaborative groups, and create manifestations that demonstrate learning for all at an appropriate level of complexity. Dylan Williams says, "We will never close learning gaps by having our struggling students go slower." The act of teaching requires deliberate interventions to ensure that there is cognitive change in students. Thus, the key ingredients are awareness of learning intentions, knowing when a student is successful in attaining those intentions, and knowledge enough about the content to provide meaningful and challenging experiences. The demands of the 21st century require that we continually strive to improve our practice for the benefit of our students. Having students actively process information is the beginning point of learning. While we will never be able to identify instructional strategies that work with every student in every class, research can tell us which strategies have a high probability of working well with students. Teachers must decide which strategies to use with the right students at the right time. As we focus on our standards-based classroom map, those indicators that lead to deeper learning are indicators 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 22.
While these aren't the only indicators used in daily instruction, They have been proven to increase student achievement. It is critical that we implement research and evidence-based practices in our classrooms to support student growth, equity, and access for all students. Through these practices, we will continue to transform our schools to learner-centered environments where students have ownership in their learning, are engaged in complex tasks, and deeper conversations with content with their peers, and actively lead and facilitate learning.
Hello. For the 2018-19 school year, we will continue to work as a district to prepare for implementation of the ePathways Skills for Future Ready Graduates model. You may recall from last year's professional development that the skills model was developed by a stakeholder committee of educators, parents, students, and business partners. The model identifies 12 essential skills that we believe all graduates of our pre-K through 12 school district will need in order to be successful in college, careers, and citizenship. This year's professional development on the model will focus on classroom level implementation and what the model will look like in your classroom. You will have the opportunity to learn about the alignment between the 12 essential skills and the Florida standards. The goal is to implement instruction that maintains a high level of engagement and rigor while also being both standards-based and skills-infused. On behalf of the entire ePathways team, we look forward to working with you on the skills model during the second quarter this school year.
Seminole County Public Schools is an academic institution comprised of students who succeed when conditions for learning are optimized. Conditions for Learning, Initiative D in our strategic plan, will be the focus of the third 9 weeks professional development.
Research shows that learning is not just cognitive process but includes multiple conditions that when in place and being met, students will be academically successful.
The first condition is physical safety. Students and staff must be and feel physically safe on campus, the community, and at home. The area we can control is a safe school environment, which fulfills one of the students' core psychological needs, including the need to belong, be autonomous, and be physically secure.
The second condition involves student wellness. If a student's basic needs such as food and shelter are met, and there is access to available medical and dental services, as well as mental and emotional supports are in place, students are better prepared to overcome family challenges such as financial hardship, divorce, and incarceration.
Student and teacher attendance and teacher-student relationships are the next two conditions for learning and go hand in hand. Students must feel connected to the adults in school and believe that teachers care about them. Having high expectations for all students, establishing goals and differentiating support helps energize students to learn and meet high expectations. Students also need to be actively engaged in learning endeavors, enabling them to develop the skills and capabilities to reach positive life goals.
Social Emotional Learning, SEL, condition number 5, helps develop students' ability to cope with social and emotional challenges. A positive school climate and instruction anchored in supporting the social, emotional, and academic needs of all students brings out the great potential in both students and teachers alike.
Condition 6, Student Conduct, is really about setting behavior expectations and establishing a more restorative discipline process that promotes inclusiveness, relationship building, and problem-solving resolutions that will help to improve students to student as well as student to teacher interactions.
Although all of the conditions are important for student success, our condition for learning focus this year will be on the mental and emotional health of our students and our staff supporting our students. Recent events in Parkland and schools across the nation have brought national attention for the need to focus on mental and emotional well-being of the students we serve.
DOE is developing an online youth mental health training for all staff that work with students that should be ready for the third quarter. We will forward that information to school principals as soon as we receive the information from the DOE.